Hello and welcome to episode 81 of the MTG Conflux cast. My name is John, and I'm joined this week by my co-host Chris and Steven.
Yo.
No time to respond there. This week, we're going to be talking about Ikoria's impact on constructed magic and what we've been up to while in quarantine. We're going to get into the weekly roundup. Chris, what have you been up to? What have you been doing? How have you been filling your time in these long hours?
Well, besides going to work like I normally did before.
Essential.
Yeah, can't even work from home. Gotta go in.
You're get a gold star.
Thumbs up, pat on the back. Good for me. Keeping this very, essential workplace up and running for you at home, right? Something like that.
Thank you for your service.
Anyhow, within the world of Magic, I ventured out and I played a deck that wasn't Amulet.
Wow.
For one of our two webcam FNMs. It was a deck that I had kind of already together laying around, therefore it wasn't particularly interesting, but it was a stupid meme green deck.
Mean green memeing machine.
When I was sifting through it and I was counting it out to make sure I had all the cards in there, I realized I was like about 4 cards short, and I was really thinking, what the hell were those cards? What were they supposed to be? And then I realized that those cards used to be Once Upon a Time.
Oh no.
So I just put in Oath of Nissa, and they're basically the same thing.
Basically. As we all know from playing Pioneer.
Yeah, I mean, Oath is sometimes better because I'm a devotion deck anyway. I mean, it adds a pip.
That's free real estate, right?
Yeah, and then you play a second one, and the first one dies, you can get it back with an Eternal Witness for more value. It's just good deck building.
Man, it's just hot. That's what that is.
The deck is a meme cannon. And I went 3-1 playing this deck. I always talk about how bad the deck is whenever I play it, and it continues to go positive every time I play it, so...
Wait, when did you play these?
Online FNM.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, 2 weeks ago. I thought you said 2 weeks in a row. And I was going to be like,
Oh,
listen,
wait.
sir, we played 2 weeks in a row, and that is not the deck you played, right?
Yeah, Burning Emissary plus Nykthos is a combo as old as time. And I only lost in the last round to 5-color Div, and I got absolutely shreked. It was not very fun at all. Everything I played immediately died. And that was that.
Fun.
I also drew poorly all the whole night too, which is another reason I'm amazed that I beat anybody. Routinely mulling to 5 and struggling to hit land drops. I think was it a Jun deck? I beat some deck I had no business beating on a 1-land triple Bird of Paradise draw. So I finally got a Garruk Garruk Wellspeaker into play when I just drew my second land on turn 6 or something.
So you had 2 lands to actually attack.
Yeah, I ripped my second land, oh thank god, now this Garruk actually does something.
Amazing.
Other than being castable. But yeah, then the following week I played, Amulet again. Very slight changes. I lost to a Blood Moon.
What a surprise.
Felt good. Oh yeah, I played against Sam on the stupid 4-color snow deck. So I got Blood Moon by the 4-color deck games 2 and 3, and that felt great.
Suffer.
So he's Blood Moon you, Unmurred Ego you, Snap Unmurred Ego you. I'm yeah, okay, fine.
That's
oh man, that deck sideboard has I think 10 cards for big mana.
Very hateful. Very hateful.
Yeah, well, because it just can't beat at game 1 usually. It's just you have to win the post board games.
Yeah, game 1 I resolved a Primeval Titan. He's I'm just gonna save us some time and move on.
It's just so hard to beat the Titan and the zombies and the more Titans because Teleria West or whatever. Just too much.
Yeah, and then
too much.
So one of the changes I made was I put Bajuka Bog back in my main deck for this week. So I was bogging myself a few times. Screw you, drown in the lock.
Yeah. That card's not very good against Amulet to begin with, either. Fuck.
It does counterpack no matter what, though.
That's true.
So it's not dead.
Yeah.
I play against Steven like every single week now, though, apparently.
Dude, fuck your shit, dude.
And every time I play against Steven, I just nut
Double
him.
fucking amulet every single fucking time. Like, without fail.
I was like, you're on an aggro deck. It should be easy for you.
Like, it's not a good matchup to begin with. But then he's just like, turn 1 amulet, and I'm like, okay, I still could do this. I got like a 4-turn kill here. And then he goes turn 2 amulet, enchantment dude, play a land, 6 mana, Titan.
Straight to the Shadow Realm.
Great.
Yeah, so
awesome.
one of those games, I was like, 2 amulets, play this Dryad, play this Bounce Land again, make 4 mana. It's like, are you going to kill me? No, all I have is this card in the Great Creator against the Affinity deck.
I was so pissed off, dude. I had like, I think
I'm
at
going
that point,
to make you want to kill yourself.
I remember the board state because I had 3 lands in play. One of them was a Dark Citadel. I had a Springleaf Drum. I had an Arcbound Ravager, and I had a Steel Overseer in hand.
You had an S Champion in play as well.
Yeah,
and
great fucking
a
S
Welding
Champion.
Jar. Nice
And
Welding
and
Jar.
the Welding Jar. And the Welding Jar.
At least a champion can like pressure the Karn.
So what you didn't know was I already I even had an Engineered Explosives in my hand already. I was like, here's what's gonna happen. He's gonna put everything on his S Champion. And then I'm gonna wish for a Ballista to jump it for a turn, so I keep my Karn, and then EE away his S Champion, and then he has nothing.
Well, guess
I
what?
think I
just
drew a
didn't
Titan
even-
the next turn and just killed you.
Yeah, he didn't even need to. He just fucking did it anyways. Garbage.
Very bad, man.
Because like, 2 amulets plus the Dryad meant I could get the fetch land to make red-white to actually activate my land, but still have a fetch land to fetch from the Valakut to do more damage. Good times.
So upsetting.
Yeah, so I think we only played 3 rounds last Friday.
Yeah,
2 and 1.
only 3. We played 8 people total. We were down from 14. What happened?
Yeah, we had a lot of people one week. The one week I was playing mono green, and then we went back down to 8? I think.
Yeah,
8 each night. Yeah.
I mean, what about you, Steven?
Well, as we can fairly safely assume, I've been playing Affinity on my free time.
Some things never change in this podcast.
So listen.
Amulet, Affinity, some sort of pile. By our powers combined, we are.
So Affinity is like obviously in the worst spot it has ever been because of the loss of the acceleration. But
printing of extra hate.
I've been really just trying to find something fun to do with the deck, and I think just pulling Mox Opal out of the deck and playing Simian Spirit Guide has forced me to figure out new and creative ways to play the deck. So this past week, I have built 3 different kinds of Affinity decks. One of them...
Each worse than the last.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. They all get progressively worse. So the first one is just a tweaked, modified version of what you should be playing if you're still trying to play Affinity, which is all red. The second one is an all blue Affinity, so it plays Thoughtcast and Master Ethereum, but it only runs 2 Simian Spirit Guides instead of the recommended 3 or 4. And then the third version is a version I haven't gotten to play yet, which this is also the deck I want to play in the coming week is a white version of Affinity that runs the Stoneforge the Stoneforge package. I can say words. Where you run a Sophie and a Batterskull, but you also, you just cranial plating attack.
What's the? It's like you should play the bad plating, the enchantment plating.
All that glitters.
All that glitters, yeah.
I hate that card.
It's so shiny. It glitters.
Yeah, but it's just like and my blue version is running Insult Artifact.
Yeah, so then you can put all the glitters on that, and it counts the Ensoul artifact too.
Oh my god! In Pioneer, it's pretty sweet. I will say that. If you do it on like a Darksteel Citadel, not a lot of decks know how to answer that.
So have you Ensoul artifacted a creature yet and given it a Sophie?
No, I haven't built that version yet. That version is still in the works.
I imagine it will be a learning experience.
I did, however, in all of I played a league and some friendlies. In my friendlies with the blue one, I did end up being able to, I drew like Ensoul Artifact after Ensoul Artifact, and I just Ensoul Artifacted an Inkmoth Nexus. It was like pretty late in the game, so I'm just like, suit up Inkmoth Nexus, attack for 5 infect. It falls off. Opponent like wipes my board, and I'm like, that's fine. Animate, attach. Opponent concedes.
As they do.
Amazing!
I actually feel like back in the day, a lot of games kind of went like that. Did like, oh, I'm going to do some stuff. Like, okay, I'm going to put 4 counters on the Inkmoth Nexus. And they're just like, oh.
I can't beat that.
I can't beat that.
Oh, or O-Stone. When Tron players go like activate O-Stone to clear the board, and they have like a worm in play. O-Stone reads non-land permanents, so you just like animate your dude, put all your artifacts onto it. Hi, 10-10 over here. What's up? What about you, John? What have you been playing?
I've played a lot of things. So I'll report on my set roulette tournament. I played the best deck. I correctly identified that zombies was the best deck.
But how far did you get?
I did not correctly identify how many other people would identify that zombies was the best deck, because everyone was playing zombies or Blood Baron and Viscopa.
Maybe it wasn't like so much of the best deck, just like the easiest.
No, it was the best deck. It was insane. It was like completely nutter butters. And so I had like
Blood Baron seems fucking crazy in that format. Like, isn't it like pro black and white?
Yeah.
Like how do you kill that thing in that format?
You don't. You have to play some artifact that ox withins creatures. It turns them into like a 2/4 ox. And it's like really expensive. What's it? Transmogrifying one, just like Black's best answer to a Blood Baron.
Yikes.
And there's like some other crazy expensive artifact. Anyways, you just like want to despise it or go under it, but yeah. So I like played against a bunch of zombies mirrors, and they were like way better built for the mirror than I was. I played against the guy who ended up winning, and he like game 1 drew his one of main deck Persecute.
Wow.
And like persecutes me for 5 cards on like turn 2 or 3.
Wow.
It's like, oh, okay. It's open deck list, so I know it's his one of 2.
Oh, were you like researching everybody's name as you were playing them?
No, it's open deck list. That's the tournament. The tournament, like when you get paired, you can see their deck list.
Oh,
so
it just gives it to you. Oh,
yeah,
cool.
It just gives it to you. And so like I knew that he had a one of fucking Persecute, and I was like, oh, hope he doesn't persecute me game 1.
Wrecked.
That I just get fucking smashed by it. And then he had like a main deck Pestilence and some more on the board. Pestilence is weird. And then like a lot of the players were like playing 0-2 Lord of the Undead, and I was playing 4 because like why wouldn't you want to play 8 Lords, right? Because you've got the other one.
Yes,
Lord of the Undead is all zombies, not your zombies. It's like old slivers, man. All the zombies get bigger.
Not just yours, all of them.
And so my sideboard plan was like I had like Plague Mares and shit, and so it's like fucking Plague Mare Lord of the Undead. What a non-bow. Like, if I play this Lord, my Plague Mare kills nothing. Awesome. Yeah, I had a lot of mana issues, too. It was really weird in testing. I had, like, no mana issues, and then during the tournament, I just had a lot of, like, really bad... I like, one hand, I had to take a screenshot of it. It was so bad. It was just, like... Oh, God, it was bad. Yeah, I had a lot of issues with my deck just not being built right for the tournament. Like, I was playing, I was playing I think it's Highborn Ghoul. It's like a 2/1 zombie intimidator. So it's like really, really good when we tested against like elves and stuff, because like in the other creature matchups you'd get kind of like you'd hit like a stall sometimes, but it just, you know, like flies over basically, you know, and you just chip and damage and kill them that way. Well, Intimidate on a 2/1 is fucking trash when everyone is playing zombies.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so instead of that, they were just playing like the one of Persecute, the one of Contamination, 1 or 2 main deck Contamination. Mine were all on the board, which was probably correct for an all zombies meta. So at least I identified that one correctly. I was like, oh, I don't want that in my deck if I'm going to play against zombies. But yeah, I went. I think I went like 2 and 4, or no, 3 and 4, or yeah, I think 3 and 4 was a 7-round tournament because I beat 2 non-zombie decks and 1 zombie deck, and then all my other losses were, or no, one of my losses was to Marty Reanimator, and the others were to zombies. I lost to the Marty Reanimator deck where they were playing Blood Baron, and they just hit. They made like 1 main deck, and they hit it game 1 on like a mill or something with like Faithless Sitting. I was like, all right, like I don't know. I just like I was getting like mised on the whole tournament. It was really frustrating.
Yeah, it sucks.
But I got to like fucking destroy someone playing like a Bant turnabout like turbo mana. I don't know how you describe it. Like the enchantments, like Utopia Sprawl enchantments, that give you like, you know, they tap for more mana, and then like turnabouts, and then like
is it a time spiral deck?
Is it like a time spiral deck basically? Yeah.
Turbo Time Spiral.
I just like aggroed them out game 1, and then game 2 is like Contamination. Contamination Gravecaller, what do you got? And they like go to tap some mana and it makes them black, and they just like pause for a bit, then scoop the match.
Wow.
I bet that guy had a lot of fun playing Magic that day.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. So, and like, so one of the, there's like 2 enchantments in that deck, and one of them like gives the land the ability to make other colors, and so Contamination just turns it off. And then the other one, like, actually the enchantment adds the mana. So that one, that's like your only way to get out from under a Contamination. But you already have to have it in play because it costs green to cast.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 mana against the deck with Dark Ritual. So. So yeah, the tournament didn't go very well. But I mean, I think someone else I lost to like top 8'd. So like I lost to like players that did well, and I was playing like the right deck but not tuned correctly. It's so hard for a tournament like that. It gives me a lot of appreciation for people that play like, you know, like day 1 standard or whatever, because like you can make a decent deck, but you have no idea what other people have figured out.
There's
like
no information. It's like Magic, back in the day. Like you go to a tournament, like you were blind before the internet.
Like how tech does your deck gonna need to be against itself, right? Like, yeah. So like I was at Todd Anderson is like known for being really good at that, right? Like, yeah, dude, I don't know, it's hard. And I was working with like a few other people, like I was like bouncing ideas off of them, but like, I don't know, just like should have realized that like zombies to us was clearly the best deck. I kept being worried I had missed some other decks, you know, and I don't really miss anything. I think I found all the like real decks, so I just didn't like iterate enough, I guess. I just thought there was gonna be like other stuff, or people would play other stuff, and I was like, I don't think it's gonna be like all zombies. It'll be like some zombies, and it's like, nope. Should have just like, it was like hard to find really good cards to the mirror too. Like there aren't really any great mirror breakers. I think the best one people found that I didn't find was Grim Horror Specs, which is like
the actual just like nuts card.
Yeah, like it's pretty solid in the mirror, that's for sure. Like your zombies die, and then you draw cards when they die. It's like pretty good. It's like a one-sided fecundity basically. So yeah, I did that. And then I've been playing a lot with the companions online. I've been playing
you are the worst.
I know. Oh yes, you know I have a rental account, so I bought a Luris before I could rent it, and then once I could rent it, I rented it and sold my Luris at a profit. And so I've been playing like the Grixis Delver deck. I've been playing Iceberg again because Iceberg is actually pretty solid. Luris does kind of a similar thing as Oko, where it like gives you another threat to end the game with. It makes you better off against Burn, which is a really bad matchup. And it makes you even better against the fair decks. The problem with Lurrus, though, is that it actually turns off a lot of our best hate against big mana, and it makes our board really weird. So it's actually been really hard to figure out big mana.
Can't play Blood Moon no more.
Yeah, I can't play Blood Moon unless you take out the Lurrus. And then, like, we were playing Ashiok as, like, split grave big mana hate, and then, like, you don't want Ashiok as grave hate because you want to play, like, Tormod Script or Nihil Spellbomb to buy back with Lurrus, because it's really good.
Play it in the deck.
What, Lurrus?
Yeah.
It's not good enough main deck.
Well, I mean,
you don't want you don't want to just play, like, tap out on 3 for a Lurrus, like, that you drew.
Well, what I mean is, like, if your holes are the big mana problem, why don't you just keep that big mana problem in your sideboard and then bring them in and just put Lurrus either in the sideboard
but
or
the stuff that Lurrus makes you play in your board for the other matchups is not good. Like, it eats up slots differently. The board doesn't map out right anymore.
I guess.
Because,
I
like, the cards that we were playing that, like, covered, like, we played Kalidas, right? Like, Kalidas was insane against graveyard decks. It was insane against humans. It was insane against Burn. It was, like, just, you know, it hit, like, 3 types of deck. Kalidas costs 4 mana. I can't play it. So there's nothing else that really does that. Like, Ashiok was, like, big mana grave split card. Can't play that. Like, Blood Moon, we can play Blood Moon, but then you don't have Lurrus anymore, which means you have a really hard time closing against big mana. And it's like, well, fuck, now we need a way to kill the big mana deck even if we have Blood Moon. So we have to put, like, Tarmogoyf in the sideboard or something. Now Tarmogoyf's eating up sideboard slots. And so, like, Lurrus eats up the sideboard slot itself. So, like, the board just doesn't map out nearly as well.
I see now.
Yeah. So, like, the deck is good, but it, like, before I felt like with Oko, we could, like, cover, like, everything. Like, we had, like, no, like, really big blind spots.
Right.
Like, the deck was, like, pretty solid. I'm not saying it was, like, favored against everything because that's crazy, but, like, it wasn't, like, shit against anything. It had, like, kind of bad burn and big mana matchups, but we'd, like, massaged them to the point where they were, like, 45%, on the bad side. But, like, now it's just, like, you got to accept, like, what are you getting, destroyed by? And then it's, like, we'd play cards like Weather the Storm against Burn. Like, that's the card if you want to, like, hate on Burn. Weather the Storm's great, but, like, it's only good against Burn. It doesn't do anything with Lurrus. So, the it's just awkward. You can't really play, like, Vendilion Click unless you want to, like, take out Lurrus in the Vendilion Click matchup. All the really good cards against big mana cost 3, and a lot of them are permanents. You can play, like, Unmoored Ego, but Unmoored Ego is, like, a grave hate card that doesn't play well with, it doesn't do anything with Lurrus, really. So it's, like, it's just hard. But Lurrus is insane. Grixis Delver is sweet. I think it's probably a better deck than Iceberg. The new Sprite Dragon is insane.
Yeah.
That card is sweet. Yeah. It keeps the counters. It's everything you ever wanted. I don't even remember the name of the old one now. Friendship
Storm Chaser Mage.
Spell Chaser Mage. Get the fuck out of here. What is this weak ass shit?
Storm Chaser.
Yeah, Storm Chaser, get out. Friendship ended. Sprite Dragon is my new best friend. Card is really good. And what's really interesting about the reason why, if people are curious why Delver is showing up all of a sudden again, like, why does Lurrus make Delver good? The reason that Lurrus makes Delver really good is that Delver always had issues with threat density, and hitting the right ratio of spells to, like, threats. Lurrus lets you play less threats because you always have a Lurrus as a threat, and it buys back your limited number of threats. So you're able to play more spells, even though you're playing Mishra's Bauble, which is crazy because it's not a threat, and it doesn't flip Delver. But you can still just play 4 fucking cards that don't flip anything because you're so much lower. You're down like 4 to 6 threats from what you normally play. Lurrus just lets you cut like 4 to 6 creatures out of your deck, which is crazy. So even if you put on 4 baubles, you're, like, still up 2 spells from where you would be on an older version of Delver.
Can we talk about the price of Mishra's Bauble right now?
It's insane online, right? It's like, what, 60?
Online is $55. In paper is $12.
It's like the old times, man. Back when Bauble used to be, like, crazy expensive.
I think Bauble used to be more than that in paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Anyways, that's a good, I guess, segue into what we're going to talk about this week. I played at F&M. I played Esper Mentor, because Ikoria cards aren't legal yet in paper, so I've been playing the old Unearth Esper Mentor deck, which is really funny because it plays a lot of the same cards that these new companion decks are playing. It plays Bobble, it plays like Thought Scour, it plays Unearth. So like a lot, like the theme of the deck and the idea of deck is actually really similar to like how a Lurrus deck plays about the Lurruses, but you couldn't play it with Lurrus because Mentor is a 3-drop. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of musings with Unearth and Lurrus. So if they like, oh, do you have one Lurrus? So they just kill it and you don't have a Lurrus anymore. Like, oh, but you can just unearth that bad boy back.
Yeah, get you a new Lurrus. But anyway, so that's like our big topic is companions. Big surprise, anyone that's been paying any attention to Magic lately. Companions are everywhere. They're omnipresent. They are practically omnipotent. They're really good. I don't know how WotC missed this one. I really don't.
Dude, I can't get over why these fucking cards are printed.
The restrictions are not very restrictive.
But they're not even restrictions.
Yeah,
it's not like
they're very limited restrictions.
I think the only thing you can say in WotC's defense is the companions are creating a lot of new takes on decks and new decks.
Oh, definitely.
Which is cool
for right? Now.
So like if you look at the companion deck, they look sweet, and then you play it against them, and you're like, wait a minute. I'm not having fun anymore.
doing literally anything else other than playing a companion deck is just like your deck just feels like fucking trash.
It's like such and not even like some decks can't, right? Like some decks don't fall into any of these categories that these companions, and if they do fall into one companion, it's like the Woober companion, right? Like it's just like it just doesn't feel fair for any of the other archetypes that aren't allowed to, like, that can't really play them.
Yeah.
So I think, I was gonna say, like, if you compare Giganta, the Wooburg, like, you must only have one pip or less companion versus something like Lurrus. Obviously, Lurrus is way more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But if you compare Giganta to a random deck without a companion at all, Giganta's still insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, Giganta seems insane in, like, the 5-color Div Visit like, deck,
guaranteed creature in my hand.
I mean, it's like, even as a dumb 5-mana 5/5, it's pretty good just to always have it there available. You know, you get board wiped. Oh, I don't have any gas. Oh, look, here's a 5/5.
Yeah, especially turn 5. The turn after you get fucking board wiped.
Like, at its worst, it's a 5/5 for 5, which is fine. But then, like,
in
Niv, it seems hot.
Fucking Supreme
right?
Verdict.
Tap a creature, cast a Niv.
So what are the big complaints about Companion? Their play patterns are their play pattern limiting, right? That's like the biggest complaint short term.
It's like the difficulty to interact with the companions.
That's true. Yeah, they're difficult to interact with. You can't thought seize them. You have to counter them.
I mean, isn't that like a big gripe? People have so many gripes about the big mana decks in Modern because like, oh, it's so hard to interact with lands, right? And yeah, well, it's pretty hard to interact with companions too.
Yeah.
Typically, your only like failsafe for the format like Pioneer is, oh, don't worry, it can't be Degenerate because we have Thoughtseize. Yeah, well, Companion beats Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
So either get rid of them.
Before we get to that, though, let's talk about why they're bad, because we haven't fleshed that thought out completely yet. So let's tell the whole story of why they're bad.
Why they're bad or why they're broken?
Both. Why they're broken is different than why they're bad.
Oh, what you mean, like bad for the game?
Although they are intertwined. Yeah, so I think they're broken because they're a free card, and they not only are a free card, they're usually a free card that does something. Like in Lurrus's case, especially, you get more than just a card. In Lurrus's case, you usually get 2 cards. But they're also broken because you are very consistent with them because you see it every game. So you have the power level thing, you have the consistency thing. they're bad because of those reasons. Consistency, too much consistency is not fun, and too much power is not fun. But they're also bad because they're very stifling on what you can do. There's only 10 of them, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And until they print more, that's all you got. And if playing with one of them is the best or nearly the best thing you could be doing, that means every single deck is playing one of these 10 companions and based around it from now until whatever we get more. And then when we get more, you're only adding a few more to the pool.
Cool diversity, Watsy.
And not all companions are created equal.
No.
So you're really only playing the, 3 best, maybe 4 best companions.
Yeah. And if they ban the best ones, then there's just less companions to pick from. So the limiting factor problem is not getting better. It's actually kind of getting worse, right? Like,
right.
Oh, we banned Luris because Luris is busted. Now there's 9 companions. Oh, great. Now I just have to build my deck with one of these 9 cards instead of one of these 10 cards.
Yeah.
Like,
we all Yorion decks now.
Yeah. Was it?
We're all Yorion decks now.
Yeah.
Constructed's now an 80 card format.
Yeah. Which format? Yes.
Yes.
So I don't know. So that's kind of like the basis I think we're operating off of here when we complain about
Except for me,
companion, right?
Vintage.
What was that?
Except for me, Vintage. Vintage is probably a Lutri format.
Yeah. So that's the concerning factor, right? It's like Lutri is a great example, right? Like Lutri is not really good enough right now for Modern and Pioneer, but you ban some of the other ones, and the answer is, oh, I just don't play companions now. It's no, I play Lutri, right?
Yeah,
like the restriction is it makes it harder and not worth using compared to the other companions of less restrictive restrictions, but it is still better than not playing one. And so like I just feel like we're gonna peel back these layers of the onion until we end up in a place where like we're left with Kahira and like Karuga. I don't even know, like the not as good ones,
which is effectively is just banning companions.
But then you're still
altogether.
going to see people with their fucking tribal cat decks.
Yeah. And so it's like which ones are actually bad enough to coexist with the rest of the format, right? Because right now I think the only stuff that can really like hold a candle to the companion decks is maybe like big mana, just because big mana doesn't necessarily care about the inherent card advantage you get from companion. Like that's always been big mana's thing, right? Like, oh, you can have all your fancy pants fucking card advantage because I have a huge mana advantage. I'm going to end the game before you actually cast those cards.
Sure.
And so you can't actually capitalize on that card advantage. That's kind of, and like, I would say like, like the combo decks sometimes can do that as well, but Luris in particular really kind of punishes that by being so consistent because you're playing it in like a turbo Xerox deck, right? Like you have so many cantrips, you're going to see the hate cards very consistently.
Yeah, I know like Ad Nauseam did very well in some online event recently, but I don't know if that's a indicator of anything or.
Yeah, it's an easy fix, right? the Luris decks can hot patch that. So I guess we want to like take a look at some of these decks because the thing is while this is like broken and it's really concerning for the long-term health of the game and these formats, they are sweet decks. Like they're fun, right? Like to play with, at least for me, they've been fun, and playing against them has been fun for now.
I think especially like some of these legacy decks have been really hot fire.
Yeah,
like the stupid Gyurda Doom of Depths legacy deck. Yeah. Because that's a format that has a card called a Lion's Eye Diamond that's legal.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know what Lion's Eye Diamond is, it's Black Lotus, but you have to discard your hand. Well, companions are in your hand, so for Gyuda, it's Black Lotus. So someone said there was like a Twitch, someone was like streaming their Gyuda deck, and they mulliganed to one card. It was Lion's Eye Diamond. They drew for turn, it was a second Lion's Eye Diamond, and they won the game on turn 1.
Wow.
That
it's
makes
like LED.
Dredge ain't got nothing on this shit, man.
Like LED Garuda, mill 4, Spark Double, mill 4, Spark Double, mill 4, some other stupid clone fucking card, mill 4, Dragon Lord Kolgan, you die. Woo!
You know what we should be really thankful for is that these Garuda decks can't play the
Force of Will?
the artifact that lets you re-mulligan. Serum Powder.
Oh, Serum Powder?
Could you imagine if Serum Powder was like 4 mana? Like,
No. Please stop.
Yeah, it's gross.
Oh my god. Like they could just Serum Powder into the LED hands, right? Like,
you can play Serum Powder in your Zerda deck, which is another legacy deck.
oh, that's hot. Maybe people haven't gone deep enough yet.
So, like, the Zerda is the Boros companion, and its restriction is all permanents in your deck must have an activated ability. Like lands, those have activated abilities. And all your activated abilities cost 2 less, but they can't be 1. They can be less than 1. So it's Training Grounds, stapled to a companion. So the Training Grounds effects makes cards like Basalt Monolith and Grim Monolith really good.
Busted. Really busted.
They just become infinite mana, and then, you can play fucking Walking Ballista because that sure has some activated abilities, right?
No Wake Thrasher needed.
Yeah, and you can cast it off of an LED because it costs 3 mana. How about that?
Oh man, but they're sweet, right? Like these decks are sweet.
I assume it's a Mystic Forge deck, like.
Yeah, like really sweet. It's cool too because there's like a lot of cards being played that haven't been played as much. Like everyone's playing Seal of Fire in Modern now because of Luris.
Because of Luris.
Where the fuck did that come from? Like, 2020, everyone's got a Seal of Fire and an Earth or 2 in their deck. Like,
it's like we haven't seen this kind of technology since people were playing Tarfire for their Tarmogoyfs.
Yeah, and like everyone's got like Tormod's Crypt in their sideboard. Like, no, we're not a surgical extraction format anymore. We play Tormod's Crypt here.
Hold on.
Like,
I'll tell you how much Tormod's Crypt is right now.
Oh, online? It's probably insane. Yeah, all the 0 mana artifacts online were like
Cries and Mox Opal.
Yeah.
So. Oh yeah, and then like in the stupid Jeskai. So the deck you were talking about a couple weeks ago, John, the Jeskai Breach Emery combo deck.
Yeah.
they just play 4 fucking Luris in the deck.
Main deck.
Not as a companion, just because then you can play Emery, which would be a travesty. Mm-hmm. But you just play 4 your Luris, and Luris is basically Emery.
Yeah, it's Emery 5 through 8. I mean, you can't like cheat.
And you
out
can
as
use
easily,
Luris. But Luris can play Underworld Breach from the graveyard.
That one.
That's crazy.
That one is like, when I realized that, I lost my shit. I was like, this is bad. This is dangerous. This is not good. Yeah. This is very bad.
I've heard like whispers of an Obosh like Ponza deck.
Yeah, that's been going around.
Because you go like, Dork into Stone Rain into Glorybringer into Obosh into Glorybringer.
Yeah.
You just blow shit up.
Yeah, like 8 to a fucking creature when it attacks.
Exert for 8. Bah!
The dragons have arrived. Oh.
And it hits you for 8 too.
Yeah.
You can still play all your Blood Moons and bullshit because it's 3 mana.
Yep. Yeah, so like they're interesting, right? I've built a few Lutri decks, and then man, I'm like, Lutri is hot, man. Lutri's fun because me, I'm Mr. Highlander, right? In Modern, I've always been building these bad Modern Highlander decks.
Yeah.
Now I gotta pay off. So they're probably gonna ban Luris, right? Because Luris is hella busted. So then people will probably just play Yorion because Yorion's pretty good. But then eventually, once they ban Yorion, Lutri time. The piles.
Lutri pile.
Yeah. No, I pre-ordered a Lutri because it was like $1 and some change or something. It's like, I ain't buying Luris, that's just getting banned. But Lutri.
So here's the question. Is Luris getting banned before or after a card like Mishra's Bauble? Are we gonna have another Bridge from Below?
Bridge from Below, yeah.
Well, what we're gonna see is what happened with Mox Opal. Is that the card that has been printed
Mox
for
Opal
ages
deserved
that was
a ban.
not the issue.
Mox Opal deserved a ban. I'm
That
sorry,
was
dude.
not the issue of the format. Got banned.
That card has been in every busted deck forever.
But has it ever been the issue?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, so you know what's a really
None
sweet
of those
deck
decks
right now?
exist without Opal.
Lightning Bolt goes into busted decks. Is Lightning Bolt an issue? No.
Lightning Bolt doesn't usually go into unfair, unfun.
No,
Hey,
it goes
can
into
it?
like Jund. It goes into like Jund. Yeah,
Yeah, Lightning Bolt is what made Splitter Twin get banned.
that's a hot take.
Definitely.
Facts.
No, but there's like
100%.
Urza is still very much a deck, and in fact, everyone. I guess there's this Yorion Urza deck running around.
Yeah, Urza's still as bad. Still is just as bad as it was when we banned Mox. Sorry, I'm gonna spring off into a why did we ban Mox Opal conversation that I've had 1,000 times. Please continue.
Or we could talk for an hour about why we banned Summer Bloom. I mean, it's basically the same thing, right?
I mean, I'm
Yeah, they
biased.
should
Summer
have
Bloom
just
did
banned the
nothing
real
wrong.
problem card, Primeval Titan.
Yeah, actually.
Cynic
you're
Growth
not
Chamber.
wrong.
Come on.
Oh man.
Show me the power of Amulet. Amulet. No, the real power. Penalty. No, the real power. Cynic Growth Chamber. Perfection. Without bounce lands, the deck doesn't exist. That's all I'm saying.
Doesn't it?
Not really.
With no bounce lands, the Amulet's not a deck.
No.
Guess not.
You're just playing bad scape shift at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, also known as Titan Field.
Yeah.
Which are also actually just spell decks.
So the Urza decks that are still floating around, are they not just as oppressive?
Not right at the moment. Luris is just dumpstering everything.
But like, if we take Luris out of the equation, like,
We're having a whole different podcast at that point.
then it's like Uro into like Goose into Uro into
Like, you know this shit's fucked when it made everyone forget about Uro.
like.
Like, that card's still a thing. Like, Uro's still legal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
everyone's like, Uro, fuck that. Luris is my new best friend.
Uro's fucking busted in half. Like, the
Yeah,
card
it's-
is insane. And everyone's like, 3 mana permanent? Fuck that shit. I'm playing Luris. No Uro's here. Like,
So by their fucking logic, they should just keep printing busted cards.
at 4 CMC or above.
Yeah,
Or 3 or above.
three or above.
Only if they're permanents.
Only on permanents.
The spells can be 1 mana, it's fine.
No, that's still liquid. That's okay.
Ugh.
We don't care about that. I played against
Well,
the...
why? Oh yeah, so why is Luris only permanents when all the other
All the
companions
others, yeah.
are like all like Karuga? Why does Karuga not say only permanents when Luris says only permanents?
Yeah.
Because they were like, we need a push card. We need to push this set.
Yeah. Well, no,
Like,
they
if you could
literally,
still
this card is
play
obviously the one that
spells-
was most workshopped, right?
Right.
Like, it's like, yeah.
What is it? Just because Karuga would be just a strictly better like cat companion in the creatureless decks?
Like,
I guess it'd be
Like,
a 5/4 that draws a card instead
why
of a
does it have
32.
lifelink? Like, the only other companion that has a keyword is Dorian has flying and Kahira has vigilance.
Yeah,
But like,
And the other one has flash.
which one has flash? Oh, Lutri, I
Lutri.
guess.
Lutri.
It's I guess flash, yeah, but you
Flash from the
card to even work.
companion zone
Yeah.
appears from your sideboard.
Yeah, I don't know. Luris is just yeah.
Wait.
Can you imagine if they gave Obosh haste?
Oh my god.
Or
When
even worse,
you-
Gigantha?
When you start the game, you have to announce your companion, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it have to stay out of your deck box?
Yes.
It has to be...
It has to be visible. It has to
I
be
mean,
visible.
you present it, right? You show it.
It has to be visible, is what I understand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Because people forget.
Yeah. It needs
I mean,
to be.
I was just thinking that would be like a tech thing to do, right? Like, here's my companion, put it in my box.
No, I believe.
Because then what happens is, like, here's my companion, and you start playing. I put it in my box, and you play something that doesn't go align with your companion. You say, "Hey, you're cheating. You showed a companion." You're like, "No, I didn't. That's just a card in my sideboard."
Yeah.
And then, oh boy, here we go. He said, she said.
Yeah.
In competitive REL.
I guess, yeah.
Speaking of competitive, maybe we should talk about this later. But I'll just bring it up later. Never mind.
Okay. But this Urza deck looks like fucking awesome fun.
Awesome.
I will say that. It's playing Galvanic Blast, so I'm
That's like the only red in the
100%
deck.
on board. And it's basically, if you're playing Galvanic Blast, it's basically just a teamer deck.
This is just the deck before Oko got banned.
Yeah.
It's just got
With
Uro.
Urza.
It's the same deck.
With Uro. Sorry, not Urza, but Uro. Yeah, this deck looks like fun. But it also looks so absurdly oppressive that I still, again, was Mox Opal really the issue?
Yes, it was an issue. Urza is also very busted, but like, yeah.
If we were to ban Urza and unban Mox Opal,
KCI
don't roll
would.
your eyes at me. Don't roll your eyes at me.
Could you build a KCI deck with Luris? No, because
KCI is for
Yorion. No. Oh no! No. You play with the one that makes stuff cheaper.
Yeah.
Zerda.
Yeah, you play Zerda KCI.
Yeah.
Does that help? I don't know if there's any activated abilities that cost more than 1 mana.
You could add them.
Yeah.
Or
you just play Umori and you play
activation?
only artifacts, and now all your artifacts cost 1 less.
We're brewing? Is this what we're doing? Are we brewing?
Isn't like your chromatic stars and spheres are now free? Free?
Free. FREE. That spells free.
Another card that everyone's forgotten about. Veil of Summer. No one's talking about Veil of Summer anymore.
Yeah.
Because Veil of Summer wasn't that. Veil of Summer's also just not busted.
What? Card's absurd. It's super anti-interaction. It's a 2-for-1 on any interaction. Like,
but but does it define a deck?
No, that's the problem. It just goes in everything. All these like 2019 sideboard cards. That's why they're so cancerous. You just like, you don't have to think about it. You're just like, what colors am I? Oh, okay, let's throw in a Dovin's Veto, an Aether Gust, a Veil of Summer, like a Mystical Dispute. Like, they're like super brain dead sideboard cards.
It's like, hey, should we play Blue Eye Control?
Good.
Why would, like, but then you'd lose access to Veil of Summer. Oh, you're right. We'll just play Band.
Ugh.
Rip Blue White.
Yeah. Yeah, so the issue is just like, if you look at sideboards for like any kind of like modern Magic deck, like especially the blue ones, like the sideboards are not interesting like they used to be. They're just like the same cards over and over. It used to be you had to like pick and choose what you wanted to play, and now it's just like,
here's the sample Urza deck. We got some Veil of Summer, some Aether Gust, a Damping Sphere, Ceremonious Rejection.
Yeah, they just like
Mystical Dispute. Yep.
Yeah, the sideboards are really boring. Really boring.
I saw people arguing on the internet today about Yorion.
What about it?
About like, having an 80 card deck isn't that big a deal if you just, because all those extra cards are just going to be like tutors or cantrips, and so your overall consistency is not hurt that much, but you get a fucking Yorion.
Yeah.
And other people are like, oh, well, you're just underestimating how less consistent your deck's going to be now that it's 80 cards, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know, man. The like the ephemerate creature combo Yorion deck seems pretty good.
It's really good until you start interacting with it. We were playing the 4-color snow deck against it, and like they just kind of sit there and let you punch them in the face. like if you can play around ephemerate, and the problem is turns out Seal of Fire is fucking nuts against ephemerate with Luris.
Yeah,
because you just like put the fucking Seal of Fire on the stack, and you're like, are you gonna ephemerate now? Oh, okay. Bolt the guy you have tried to ephemerate. Oh, Seal of Fire resolves? Cool. You never get to ephemerate now. Like, because then, like, what do? Like, oh, you know, you pass turn to them. They don't do the ephemerate. They pass it back. They still haven't ephemerated. And you're like, Seal of Fire your dude. And they're like, what do? They let it die? Okay, recast Seal of Fire. Go. Or do they ephemerate? Okay, now I bolt. Like, so, like, Seal of Fire Luris is insane against that. And, like, they're just playing, like, creatures. Like, they're just trying to combo off of creatures. So, like, ephemerate's their main form of protection. But it just gets completely shat on by Luris plus Seal of Fire.
I mean, they're still playing Teferi. It's like a 5-color deck.
Oh, then, yeah, I have seen some versions playing that. When we were playing it, I don't think they played Teferi yet. But, yeah. What was that?
The one I saw was even playing Niv Mizzet and Bring to Light.
Ugh. Yeah.
But Yorioning your Niv Mizzet seems hot. And they're playing like Oath of Kaya. So you like Oath of Kaya's like removal that you can get value from blinking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I think it's a Utopia Sprawl deck too. So I don't know. The deck looks like a hoot to play.
Oh man. Yeah, because
you could even do stupid shit like, oh, you know, like Kaya's like Oath of Kaya, you know, kill your dude, I gain 3, Teferi minus targeting my Oath of Kaya, draw a card, replay the next turn, kill another thing, gain some life. So it's like I saw someone trying to, I think, yeah, it was Sam. Sam's like desperately trying to, you know, like close the game out, and the guy's just like, Helix your dude. Draw a card, Helix your dude. Yorion, Helix your dude.
Yeah.
And then you can just ephemerate your Yorion, right? And then just...
Ephemerate's a sweet card, dude. Ephemerate is a sweet card. Flicker on with rebound is... double chef's kiss.
I kind of wanted to build that deck like way back when it, you know, first became a thing.
Soul Hoarder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems sweet. Never got around to it. Now I think the deck's obsolete.
Yeah, definitely. The Yorion version is just better. Meanwhile, in Pioneer, man, it got taken over temporarily by the mono white devotion decks playing they're all playing Yorion now, but they were playing it was like the white black deck with Luris, the Saram Auras deck or whatever.
Oh,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
at the first, like one of the first batches of they're PTs, right? The Pioneer.
Yeah,
PTs.
it was like the first Pioneer PT.
And like there's like Ken Yukihiro's deck, right? And yeah, the Orzhov Auras deck, and like they're like, oh, we'll just jam fucking Luris in here. Like, oh my god, why? Like the first like challenge after the companions came out was just all that deck. Someone must have posted a list or something, because yeah, it just dominated things.
It's free.
Yeah,
it's
and
just free.
Now it looks like everyone's playing Yorion Mono White Devotion, so that's cool. Ironically enough, Demir Inverter of Truth does not get to play, I don't think, any companions really, right? I guess they could like play Yorion, but that sounds not good. I guess like you could blink your oracles.
You could play Garuda if you just cut all your 1-mana spells.
Oh, you know, your Thought Seizes, your Obs, your Fatal Pushes. Yeah, you don't need those.
Yeah, just do those.
Get that shit out of here. Those cards are trash.
Yeah, see? We don't need to ban anything from Verter. We just need to print companions.
It is mildly concerning, though, I had to say, looking at the latest challenge, that there's as much Dimir Inverter of Truth still in the rankings with companion being a thing and not playing a companion. That's like kind of interesting.
It just means the deck is busted. Why?
Well, that or
why
like
play anything else?
It could mean that, or it just means that the companion decks are still very fresh and not tuned.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like it's kind of like week 1 decks, right?
Yeah. So the real question
I mean, like
is,
the Lotus Breach deck doesn't have a companion either.
Mm-hmm. So I think the real question is, do we think that anything will get banned before the English paper release of the set?
Yes.
Although
I don't know.
Underworld Breach can just play Lurrus.
Although no, because they don't have any pressure to do so. I think the pressure to ban cards is really based off of like FNM and like, I don't know, time for people to just really actually gather to play Magic.
You think they want to like risk the backlash of like banning cards after people bought stuff again, though?
Yeah.
But banning a card before it's available is, I would assume, a disaster for sales, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Like theoretically, this set should already be a disaster for sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't go to the stores to play your pre-releases or anything. So why are you going to go buy product? And then you're going to say, oh, we're just going to ban this card before it's even out. Like, okay, why should I ever want to go buy this product?
Yeah. Because it's got tri-lands, fetchable tri-lands, baby.
Whatever.
On the flip side, it's kind of like, why should they, like, the mentality being like, if it's already it's gonna be way too long for anybody to buy any of the products. By the time the products start selling, like, most people who wanted the certain like specific cards are already gonna buy them. They're not gonna go and buy packs and try to open. Like, I think a lot of the hype around like pre-releases and like release dates is that people who really want a certain card are gonna go out and buy a box. They're gonna dig for that card, and maybe that's not like the majority of people, but that's like every 1 out of 100 players goes and buys a box to get a few certain select cards. And
I will say
that doesn't exist now. They're just going to go buy the cards separately. So why does Wizards care whether or not they ban it now or later?
Companion's probably really fun in like pre-release.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and like
I've heard it's pretty unfun and limited, actually.
But that's draft. So you can draft around your companion that you get or whatever. I'm saying, like, trying to make your shitty pool work with the whatever companion you got. I don't know. Maybe it's just like everyone's smashing shitty companion decks into another, and that might be kind of fun.
I've really been enjoying seeing people posting their 60 card Yorion decks, their draft decks.
Oh, lol.
I've been really bamboozled because I'm like, that's a really shitty looking standard deck. And I'm like, oh, it's a draft deck. Like, oh, wow. They played everything. Like, yeah.
The other thing I'll say that I really dislike about the whole companion thing is basically every other card in the set has become relevant. No one's talking about any other card in the set. No one gives a shit about any of the other mechanics.
Yeah, I haven't heard dick about tri-lands, and it's like, tri-lands? Like,
the only card I've heard, like the only other card I've heard of, like, basically at all is like Footfall Crater in a Traverse Shadow Lurrus deck.
I don't even remember what that card does.
It's an enchant land where you can tap to give something trample and haste.
Oh, hey. Look at that.
And it cycles for one. So you can cycle it and then replay with your Lurrus. And it's a TBR you always have. Kind of.
Fancy.
So it's a TBR that doesn't rot in your hand because it's not time for TBR. You can cycle that shit.
That's hot. I'm okay with that because, man, TBR is a fucking stinker sometimes. Like I've said before on the podcast, not a fan.
I mean, it doesn't give double strike, but
who needs that?
Trample haste is what you're really there for.
Man, I wonder if
trample
Teamer Delver is really good right now, or like Teamer.
In what format?
Team or something in Modern.
Why would you play a Rug Delver deck? Because there's no Luris.
Well, you would just flash 2 Fletchlines to be black or white. Because then you're not really messing up your mana all that much.
Yeah, you are.
Or you could just play a Triland, right? That has white or black in it.
What?
And then that's just like one of the first lands you fetch.
No, it's not. You need to cast stuff every turn in your Delver deck. You're high.
Well, that's why I backtrack. Did I backtrack? In my
You
brain, I
backtrack because you realized you're fucking wrong.
No. Maybe not a Delver deck, but like a Teamer something deck. It's probably not bad with like Tarmogoyfs. There might be something.
Let's play Iceberg. Let's play Iceberg.
I don't want to play fucking Iceberg.
It's hot and it's cold. It's yes and it's no.
All right, Steven, here's the challenge of the week. I need you to build a modern Karuga deck.
What's that card do again?
It's the Dinosaur Hippo.
I saw a list for Legacy, a Karuga deck, and it was kind of hot. It was like, it was playing like the Spirit Guides and like the fast mana.
Can't humans do it pretty easily?
Like Ancient Tomb and all that shit, and like Blood Moons. I want to say.
Yeah,
I don't think it was Blood Moon.
Was it not Blood Moon?
It was playing Dismembers and Force of Wills.
Trinisphere.
Yeah.
Can't humans just play that pretty easily?
What?
No.
No, you're thinking of Gigantha.
Oh, sorry.
Gigantha is pretty free for humans.
Which one's Kruger?
Kruger's the one where everything has to cost 3 or more.
Oh.
Yeah.
Serum Powder. 3 mana.
Yeah, it was a Legacy Karuga deck. I remember like
you could build a ramp deck that can do that.
Yeah, but you can't play 1 mana ramp. They're playing cards that have like cycling and stuff. They're playing like Stifle Bird and like.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
it's
John?
Like you can
Nimble
play
Obstructionist, the Spirit Guides, Ancient Tombs, Force of Wills, Force of Negations.
Search for Tomorrow's not bad actually. Yeah, the forces.
Oh yeah, Search for Tomorrow's hot.
Yeah,
that's good tech.
That's what I'm saying. You just play a ramp deck. I'm onto something.
It's like the only really good ramp spell you can play, though.
I mean, no. That's the only good
no
ramp.
Bloom. Sorry,
good ramp spell you can play. But that's what you just said. What I mean is there are other ramp spells out there that we just haven't thought of because they're not 1 or 2 mana.
They're not good. I love the fact that's the really concerning part about these companions is you're like, yeah, so we just gotta think of these shitty fucking cards to play with our companion because the companion's so good it doesn't matter that we're putting all these shitty cards in our deck.
Facts.
Like I should just build a 80 card amulet deck so I can play Yorion, right?
Yes, clearly.
Just play Arboreal Grazers. You could even play Elvish Rejuvenator and blink that shit for more lands. You blink the Titan 2 more lands.
Every utility land you've ever cut because you didn't have space, back in the deck. Get the fuck in there. We're playing all the Karus.
I wasn't sure, I don't know if I should play 4 Zeuses or 4 Dryads. Play them both. Play 4 Explorers too while you're at it.
Porque no Lestros.
You could also play more Helicuts.
And you can play the Lotus with Suspend. Lotus Bloom.
Lotus Bloom.
Yes.
Yeah. Because Castle Garenbrig doesn't cast Yorion very well.
No.
Wait, does Yorion... That casts Lotus Bloom, doesn't it?
What?
Does, what's his face cast Lotus Bloom?
What?
No, Yorion.
No, Yorion's the one that flicker whisks your board when it comes to play.
I get all these names mixed up.
I don't think any of these cards interacts favorably with Lotus Bloom.
Luris.
You cannot cast it because it does not have a mana cost.
Yeah. Feels bad.
But that's why you just play Legacy with the LED.
Yeah. It does not have mana cost. What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
What bullshit is that? Nox. Oh no, hang on.
It's crazy how like I think spell
Guru
snares.
can play delve spells.
Yeah, I can.
But then how are you filling your yard?
And he lands
It's like
the
you have
null.
to be playing stupid cycling bullshit. But then
Yeah.
it's like you're playing Living End, but you can't actually play Living End because you're playing the hippo.
Huh. Yeah. Little brewing session here. I just want to play Lutri decks, man. I got my Grixis list already figured out. I had to buy an Into the Story. Didn't have one.
Does it
Into
have
the
at least
Story.
one Into the Royal?
No, God, why? We're not scraping the barrel that deep, dude.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, he's playing. Was it Blink of an Eye? Much better.
No. I'm not. I'm trying to think like what the most egregious card I was playing in that deck was.
Which one?
In the Grixis one.
I don't know which one card.
It's
Yeah.
like your Mario Hander had some hot fire.
Yeah, it had like harsh scrutiny in it.
Yeah, that was probably among the more questionable cards.
Yeah. Yeah, what else is that deck had some I think I was playing like Hex Parasite.
The Rebel Master was good.
Realm Master, yeah.
Holy shit! I'm an idiot. You can just play Lurrus in White Affinity, but
Got
you just
him.
have to. But you just have to cut Batterskull, Sophie, and
yeah,
Annette Champion.
Stoneforge and Lurrus don't go well together.
No.
No, that's why you play all the glitters.
Yeah, you play all that glitters. You play Stoneforge Mystic, and you play.
Oh
and-
yeah, because you can still
Crane
Stoneforge.
plating.
Yeah, you can actually get plating. So you can
Holy
play
shit.
Stoneforge.
All right,
Usually Stoneforge is very bad because like what equipment would you want? But
but it's actually real
no. If
good.
only you could go get Skull Clamp.
If only.
Skull Clamp with Lurrus
gets GTA and Legacy.
buys that stupid idiot back. Clamp it, draw 2, replay it.
Oh,
Clamp again.
give him the clamps.
Give him the
Memnite
clamps.
for free.
Give him the clamps. Yeah, Memnite Lurrus Skull Clamp.
Holy crap. Value train keeps it rolling. Yeah.
All right, I'm brewing, guys.
Here, kitty.
You're brewing.
I'm brewing. I'm a brewing.
Man, if this could make Affinity good again, you could do anything with Companion.
You can just slap all that glitters on the Lurrus and gain a ton of life. It's just life link.
Go.
Oh man.
Or you put all the glitters on your stupid Vault Scourge, then kill your Vault
Dude,
Scourge,
dude,
and you just replay the Vault Scourge, and next year you replay all the glitters.
You can buy back your welding jar every turn. You can welding jar every single turn.
Yeah,
Endless jars.
and all the jars. Wait, no, this might actually be a real thing. Holy shit.
Maybe?
I think it could be.
What do you lose? You lose champion.
As champion is the biggest thing, right?
Yeah.
You lose Thoughtcast.
Well, you don't play Thoughtcast in the newer version.
Mm.
If anything, you would just be.
Wait, no, you don't. You can still play Thoughtcast. I'm dumb.
Yeah, you can, but
Oh, sure. But you would just play the
your mana is so
The
much
white-
worse now.
the white removal spell.
Dispatch.
Dispatch.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, this deck is all right. I'm gonna table this because I'm actually.
And
wanna put
then-
some thought into
then-
it.
Oh wait, you can
put a
play
slippery
Executioner's
boggle
Capsule.
Yeah,
Wait,
dude, the
what?
capsules are good. There's a Sunbeam.
Executioner's Capsule.
And you can
Oh,
play the
yeah,
spell
absolutely.
bombs. You can play Sunbeam Spell Bomb against Burn. I
Oof.
went there. I've already plotted this one out.
Ooh,
Been doing some thinking.
jeez,
Sunbeam Spellbomb.
Sunbeam
Yeah,
Spell Bomb.
that's a card.
man.
I was like, what card with Lurrus really takes a fat dump on Burn?
And what does the Black Spellbomb do? Necrogen Spellbomb? Do they like discard a card or something?
It's bad.
I think it's worse than that.
It's really bad. Yeah, Necrogen Spell Bomb is not a good card. Let's see here.
Dude. All right. Yeah, this is
Let's see.
this is becoming much more of a real thing now.
You can play Aether Spellbomb.
Yeah, discard a card of their choice.
I mean, could be worse. You can play Aether Spellbomb and use it to bounce your Lurrus to protect it from removal.
So Is it? Oh no, because you can't play Lurrus in your main deck if you have it in your companion slot.
You just play
Correct.
Lifespark, Spellbomb, and turn all your lands into 3/3s.
That's definitely it. Yeah.
You don't need any Nissas. It's just Nissa. Lurrus is also Nissa, but it draws a card while it makes it a 3/3.
Oh, you lose some pretty.
That just sounds like Oko with extra steps.
I'm over here still brewing.
Oh my god, dude, we should play that in Iceberg, man. Like that's our threat right there.
So that is one thing to note, that Lurrus is one of the companions that cannot be in the deck that it's a companion of.
Yeah,
Most of the other ones can.
Yeah.
Even Blue Tree can.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, oh shit! I should have bought a second loot tree.
Duh! You should just
It was like $1, whatever. I don't actually know if it's good enough. Honestly,
I mean, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, it's
like,
not great.
It's okay.
It's not great, but it's also
card,
like a get gotcha sort of thing, right? If yours is already on the battlefield, then it's kind of like.
Yeah, it feels really good to loot tree a factor fiction. All I'm gonna say.
Does it feel better or worse than resolving a factor fiction when there's an Uro in the pile? That feels real nice.
I don't know, man. You look at 10 cards. 2 FOBs is 10 cards, man. Yeah. You're like, probably at least like 4 of them are going to the yard plus the factor fiction. Yeah. You can still snap it. Lutri doesn't exile it.
Oh, I thought you were saying like you literally your opponent's factor fiction.
No, my own. I did that. I had a practice game against Sam where it was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking cast this factor fiction, then flash in my Lutri. Make pile? Okay. Make another pile. Oh, I have all this sweet crap in my yard now. Snapcaster Range?
Does it
Play Torrential Gearhulk to buy back your factor fiction?
So, do you play Eldrazi Displacer in your Yorion deck?
Huh.
Can you
Probably.
play Walking Ballista for a lot from Lurrus?
No. I don't believe so.
The cost of the card...
Because when you try and cast it, the mana cost is more than 2, right?
Right, but
Oh.
but by that point it's already on the stack.
No.
You're already casting it.
There was a lot of discussion with judges about this.
You choose what X is and then you pay the cost.
Mhm.
So you choose X to be 4 and then it's more than 2, so Lures can't actually do the thing. It's not like you onto the stack and before Lures checks what's going on. No.
Yeah, that's like
X is determined before you've paid any mana.
Think about
into
Amoto
it.
when you ever cast like a fireball, Steven.
No, I understand. It's just I mean it's just one of those weird interactions.
Yeah.
Same for explosives. You can't explosives for 3 with Lures.
Oh wait, you can't play Seeming Spirit Guide.
No.
Okay.
No spirit guide.
That's kind of annoying, but I'll make it work.
You play it in your Karuga deck.
Yeah, what about Omori?
Yeah,
This is the companion that KCI would have played.
Yeah, I would think that Artifact would be the best type to choose because it's a generic mana cost reduction,
Yeah.
not a colored mana cost reduction.
Creature is kind of interesting. Play this in like your Pioneer, like stupid, like mono 3-drops and Thanawar Elf deck.
Because you can play all the adventure cards
Mm-hmm.
because they're creatures. Yeah,
It's a 4/5 for 4 that draws a card. Like the stat line on it is quite good. I think it actually has the best stat line out of all of them, doesn't it? Yeah, it does.
I guess, yeah.
It draws a card. 4/5 for
A
4.
5 mana 5/3 that deals double damage, so it's basically a 6/5 is not the worst.
A 4/5 flyer for 5 is.
But
Not bad.
the ooze doesn't draw a card.
Yeah, it does. It says enters the battlefield. Oh, I'm
Choose a
dumb.
creature
I read
type.
it as draw a card for some reason.
Choose a
What's
card
wrong
type.
with me?
No.
I was like, this card's busted. Why is no one playing it? I'm bad. Okay, that's better. I thought it said as ETB's draw a card. I was like, why would they put that on there?
No.
Okay. No, it's better. That's better. 4/5 for 4 is like, it's Dead Bridge Goliath, right? No, it's a 5/5, huh? I don't remember.
There's definitely some vanilla 4-mana 4/5 out there.
Oh.
It's kind of like a mini Heartless Summoning that doesn't shrink all your idiots.
Oh, we'll play it with the Omnix List of Fallen.
Wait. You just play it in your Heartless Summoning deck, then it's 2 mana for a 3/4 that makes Omnix List 2 mana. So good.
Man, too bad they banned Once Upon a Time. Could you imagine? Wow. Oh, wait, no, that wouldn't work. It has to be all creatures.
Yeah.
For a
Oh, you can't even play Heartless Summoning. Yeah, it's not a creature.
all enchantments.
Heartless Summoning in your all enchantment deck? Yeah.
Enchantment creature? Doomwing Giant, get in my deck!
Yeah, you can just play Heartless Summoning in your Bitter Blossom deck.
Huh.
A scale from 1 to Nombo.
You need something that really likes dying triggers.
It's an enchantment.
Yeah.
Oh, they printed one. It's a 3-mana enchantment that makes a 1/1 when it comes into play, and it's like Blood Artist.
It doesn't do anything.
So you just regain the life that you...
I guess it pays them for drain them, yeah. There's definitely got to be an enchantment out there that just drains an opponent. Yeah, you just play like a curse. It's just a curse with it's a curse of the bloody heart with extra steps. Or pierced heart or whatever, the red one.
Yeah, Pierce Heart.
Yeah.
Or it's like the Red Honden. Wait, we just play Umari in the Honden deck.
That's the GIF for the YouTube video. Or the title image, title card.
You're just like base green white, so you can still
We
play
broke
stuff
modern?
like so you can play like the O-Ring enchantments, and then with is it Banishing Light? No, I'm forgetting the name. The 4-mana flash O-Ring that cycles.
Oh, it's 4 mana.
Yeah, that one, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the one from a Moncat, right?
Yeah. Oh, then you can play the Sharknado card.
Dude, I want to build a Sharknado deck so bad, but it's just so
And
outclassed by
you can play
companions in
stuff
Modern.
like Utopia Sprawl Wild Growth. These are enchantments.
Yeah, I really just want to build like a no-win con except for Sharknado deck. And just make a big shark.
One big shark. Who will win? A huge shark or one shove?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a flying shark. Gets pushed, dies.
Yeah, kind of a flavor fail there.
Fatal Push is always a flavor fail. That card is rarely a flavor win.
Now, Tragic Slip, there's a flavor card.
Yeah, that one's pretty bad too. Like -13, that's a big fall.
It's a very tragic
Yeah.
slip.
It's like, yeah. Like an Eldrazi broke their hip or something. If you hit like a big Eldrazi with it, like, tentacles slipped on some grease and they broke their Eldrazi hip.
They're like rushing at.
They had to go
some
convalesce
tiny
now.
little mob, and all of a sudden you just see tentacles up in the air.
Like it's like
They
even
just
like,
got like Mario Kart banana peels.
Yeah. Yeah. Like even in the plane, like some big ass demon just like slip.
Yeah, Grizzlebrand.
Yeah, it's like some Monty Python like fucking animated death
Like,
type shit.
And it kills indestructible
tragic
creatures
slip
too.
on a vehicle piloted by an Eldrazi.
Yeah. We need like the artist that does all the MTG Goldfish fucking art for that one.
Yeah.
The little tentacles like wrapped around the control sticks.
Falling over like this.
And then your Smogus Copter just slips. Like your Eldrazi can slip while inside the copter.
Crashes into the hillside, blows up.
But the copter is strangely unharmed.
Thrown from the vehicle. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so I like how we started off on a bitch about companion cast, and now we're brew the shittiest companion deck ever.
So that's the thing about companion, right? Is like in the short term, they're really fun. Like they are really fun, but they are like they're very concerning in the long term. But like for now, just don't think about that. Play the fun cards. Smell the addictive ink. Like breathe deep. Build a Lurrus deck. You'll like it.
I mean, I guess you're.
It's like, we just look at all these companions. Look at all these fun and stupid, otherwise unplayable cards you can play now. Yeah.
Oh.
And then you just get slapped by like the purpose-built, focused Lurrus deck, and you're sad.
Okay.
Steven's like going through the stages of loss right now. Stages of grief.
Have we reached despair yet?
That comes later.
No, I'm onto something.
That's when he realizes Affinity is still unplayable.
I think I'm onto something.
Do you think Steven has ever really truly reached acceptance regarding Affinity?
No.
I think he's still in denial. We haven't even reached despair.
So you play 4 Stoneforge.
Or anger.
You play 3 Dispatch. You play 3 Aldic Glitters. You play the Lurrus, obviously, in the sideboard, and you play Path to Exile and Dispatch in the sideboard. You get to play Sunbeam Spellbomb, which is great against your burn matchup. You play Tormod's Crypt and Nihil Spellbomb for your graveyard matchups, for your Lurrus Mirrors.
Bargaining is when you try to play Affinity and Vintage.
Dismember
with actual bargain.
Yeah, so it's shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, acceptance.
That's extra steps. I don't remember quite all those steps. Testing?
Quick, think of 2 affinity cards
it's
that
like
would go good
reconstruction,
in the white
like working through how you're going to move on, and then once you actually move on, you've accepted it.
Affinity cards that would go good in a white sideboard. Wow, that's a big ask, my dude.
No, other way around. White cards that would go good in an affinity sideboard that's all white.
Stony Silence.
You're so funny.
Lurrus.
You're so hilarious. Rest in peace, though. That's a card.
Not with your Lurrus.
Why not?
Why not?
2 or less.
Yes.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
Yeah, read what Rest in Peace does. We've strayed so far into the Lurrus rabbit hole that we've forgotten how cards work together.
He's mad with power. Mad, I say.
Founder of the consoles does
Celestial Purge.
There's the new stupid
Rune
card,
Halo.
Deafening Silence.
Deafening Silence.
Did you know
Ether Sworn Canonist.
Ether Sworn Canonist.
You should play Kataki.
Yeah, real good. You can let your guys die and then replay them with Lurrus. What tax?
What Kataki? Oh, haha.
Man.
What are you saying over there?
Got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah, so earlier today, John sends me a Legacy Elves list, and
I'm glad you're finally getting to this.
I cry every time I think about playing Elves in Legacy again, because first it was Ren and 6, and then it was Plague Engineer.
No one plays Plague Engineer anymore. It's too expensive because of Lurrus.
But so John sends me a deck, and there's a Lurrus in the sideboard, and I'm like, okay. And I look into the deck, and there's still a Craterhoof Behemoth in there. I'm like, I don't quite understand what's happening here. And then I'm reading through like some of the comments because it's on Twitter. It's a screenshot from Twitter. And so this guy, I think his MTGO name is like Hello Newton.
Yeah, Hello Newton. Newton Wang, I think is his name. He's been grinding for a long time. He's like a known guy. I think he's from the Bay, actually.
And so he won a Legacy Premier?
Yeah. It's an invite to the PT.
Yeah, so he queued for the PT playing Legacy Elves.
Man, wish you'd been smart enough, right? Like, oh my god. You thought you missed your chance to get to the PT playing Elves at a GP? Well, You could have done it online last weekend.
Yeah, and so he beats I'm forgetting his exact like FP
FP Paulus or whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah, he's like a known amulet grinder.
Yeah.
Which is really hilarious.
That guy's had so many second place finishes. I feel bad for him. He's like, yeah, just second place champ.
So he's like, anytime anyone says they want to learn amulet, everyone just directs them to that guy's YouTube channel because he just streams fucking hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of amulet. So I just thought it was funny. I recognized that guy. Anyway, so he's playing. Hello Newton is playing Legacy Elves, and there's a Lurrus on the board. But it's like, that's not a companion. You have Crater Hoof. So I'm reading through the comments. It's like, oh yeah. So when you play against Delver, you board out your natural order package, and then Lurrus becomes your companion. So it's a fair fight, Lurrus versus Lurrus. Like, what the
And
fuck?
the Elves decks already fucking used to slap Delver on card advantage anyways, but now they can't play Plague Engineer unless they take out their Lurrus.
Yeah.
Which is bad if you
insane.
have Lurrus.
Yeah. Like, wow. And then people are like, wow, that's some big brain shit.
Yeah, it's really big brain, like galaxy brain.
And they said, like, against Oko decks, like the Oko piles, you can just bring it in. It's a reasonable card to have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hot.
I assume against the Oko decks, you still want access to Natural Order Progenitus.
Yeah.
All right, fun
Less
fact,
important
guys.
against the Delver decks.
Don't type in white affinity into Google. You have to type in white affinity MTG into Google to get anything relevant back, all right?
Oh, man. Steven better go get his white bed sheet and start sewing.
Yeah. What an elf deck. And so the thing is, the elf deck is playing 4 Elvish Reclaimers, which is the kind of crop rotation elf. I say kind of crop rotation because it costs 2 mana to sack a land, to tutor a land, but the land you tutor comes into play tapped.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a shitty thing.
It's a good dude, though. It's repeatable.
Yeah, but it is an elf. And for some reason, it gets like +2/+2 if you have 3 or more lands in your graveyard. Because
yeah,
why
it's
not?
like Sylvan Advocate kind of text for whatever reason.
But so this guy has cut all his Llanowar elves. He has 0 mana dork, like Llanowar elf, Finhorn elves.
Yeah,
They're all gone. The other strange thing that I noticed was there's 0 Nettle Sentinels.
What if he was playing Elves of the Deep Shadow?
That's deep.
Cast that Lurrus, the deepest of shadows.
He's just playing more Birchlore Rangers.
And
a Savannah.
It's like the elf version of the fucking fusion dance from DBZ.
Yeah, so he's on 2 Bayous, 1 Savannah, because instead of playing 2 Critter Hoofs, he's split between Critter Hoof and Archon of Valor's Reach.
That card is a beating, dude.
That card's hot. It's kind of like a Bizarre Iona, except more fair because it's actually symmetrical. But you can natural order for it. And it's like this big, dumb, flying idiot.
It's really hard to beat as a Delver deck, or at least it used to be when I played it against it. I don't know if... I guess you could, like, Brazen Borrower it now, but, like, not with Lurrus.
So, this stupid card, it's a 5/6 that flies, has trample, and vigilance for 6 mana. And when it's the battlefield, you choose artifact, enchantment, instant, sorcery, or planeswalker. And players just can't cast spells of that type anymore.
Yeah, instant's a good one.
Yeah, so you just play it, you name instant, and all of a sudden, most of Legacy decks are not very good.
Yeah, non-functional even.
All of them, you mean?
Like, even against something like Storm, you can just name instant, and
they can't win.
They have no rituals.
Yeah. Sorcery's pretty fucking good too.
True, but all the spells in your deck are sorceries.
Yeah.
But then, like, how do they remove it? Chain of Vapor? That's an instant.
Yeah. Trophy, instant.
They just can't get rid of it, and they can't, like, ritual out, and you just beat them to death with a stupid 5/6. And it's 6 mana, so you can just play it.
Yeah. Just gotta get that white. But you got a bunch of Birchlow Rangers.
Yeah.
By our power combined, we are white mana.
And what's really hot is they're also playing a Bajuka Bog. So you can you can Reclaimer your Bajuka Bog to shit on like those graveyard decks.
That's hot.
Because in the past, like, you just get dumpstered by all the graveyard decks game 1. You have no chance. And then game 2, you just hope you happen to have your Surgical and fucking pray that it's enough. And if you go far enough back, you have Deathrite Shaman, and that's like, you hope that's enough. So now, at least in game 1, you kind of have a Deathrite Shaman, and then you go turn 1 Reclaimer, and then turn 2 second land, and now you can just get up a Bajuka Bog whenever you want.
It's not bad.
And Bajuka Bog is already coming into play tapped anyway, so no loss there.
Nothing of
But I will say, having
lost.
Cradle more consistently is insane, right?
Yeah.
Has to be insane. And because it's not a crop rotation, they can't counter it. Like, they can stifle it, I guess, but you can't get your crop rotation dazed or forced or whatever.
Yeah, it feels really bad. Because you're like down a land and a card, and like, ugh.
Yeah. I imagine getting crop rotation dazed is literally the worst thing ever.
It's pretty fun to do. Let me tell you. Having dazed many an Infect player's crop rotation.
I mean, like, I guess, like, stifling it is still bad because you're sacking as part of the cost, so that's still a disaster.
It's not as bad, but yeah.
But Stifle's not nearly as played as, random counter spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, Archon's hot.
All right, I'm gonna ask you guys to rate my deck in a second.
Rate your deck. Oh boy. But Vintage companions are absurd in Vintage. Because you're talking about how LAD is like Black Lotus. Black Lotus is Black Lotus.
Yeah.
Pretty good with Luris. Pretty good with Gyruda or whatever. Rich Shea was talking about how he would rather not play Mentor in his deck to play Kahira. Like, if it just came to it, like if he had the choice. Mentor is a restricted card in Vintage because it's fucking bananas. It's insane in the membrane. Like, the card is busted. He's like, I would give up the opportunity to have one of those in my deck just to have Kahira. Because you always have Kahira.
Yeah.
It's a 3-2 Vigilant in like a Vintage deck. Like, it doesn't do anything. It's just a vanilla 3-2 Vigilant.
It's just an idiot.
It's a French vanilla creature. It's not good. Like, it's a bad trained Armadon with Vigilance. I'm sure there's another creature that has that stat line. It's like, I don't know, I can't think of a 3-mana 3-2 Vigilance offhand, but it's probably some sort of draft common. Draft chafe.
But then why do that? You can just play Zerta.
Yeah, but that he's just saying, like, if that was like his option though, right?
Yeah.
Like, you get the 3-mana fucking, prowess thing that spits out prowess tokens. It's completely busted. Or a 3-2 Vigilant. Which would you take? Oh, and it's harder to cast, by the way, because it's double white in your Vintage deck. Still would take it. Crazy. Like, actually mad. Like, just super, super busted. And that's like the worst one. Like, that's like the, you know what I mean? Like, that's the, like, if I had to. They don't have to. They can play Zerta. They can play Luris. Like, Gyruda. Like, yeah.
All right. Steven's deck. I think you need more Glimmer Voids, dude.
Nah.
Luris is double colored, man.
Yeah, but that's why I'm playing four planes. And you have and you have Springleaf Drums.
Yeah, but Springleaf Drum is whack.
I beg to differ.
Pop on over for the views so people watching can see his deck list.
So
Lurfinity. Wow.
But see, then the solution isn't more Glimmer Voids. I think it's just more planes. Because Glimmer Void is real bad when you don't have an artifact.
This is true.
So you would just want to play more planes.
But that cranioplating attach.
Yeah, but that's like very rarely relevant. Like very rarely relevant.
You got the Sunbeam spell bombs? Yeah, baby.
Yeah! No, that actually is a really good burn hate card.
Yeah, it's like what's the one that comes back every turn? It's like one white gain life comes back if you have less life.
What about Sun Droplet?
Nah, it's not good enough. That card's bad. It doesn't sack as part of its cost. It is an artifact though.
Undroplet? What is this card?
It's like, is it 1 or 2 mana artifact? Whenever you take damage, put that many charge counters on it. Depending of your upkeep, you can remove a charge counter. Or depending of each upkeep, you can remove a charge counter and gain a life.
Yeah. I remember.
So, like, you get all the life back, but you're probably not living long enough to do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's really slow. Basically says you gain a life every upkeep against burn, which is whatever.
Fine.
Yeah. But Sunbeam Spellbomb. Yeah, man. Because you can
Gain
cycle
5,
it
play
when
it
you don't
again.
gain life.
But then again, maybe that's not the best option. Maybe you just play
You can play one of the creatures. There's the creatures that like gain life on ETV.
yeah.
Lone Missionary.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the white Middlecraft card?
Dispatch.
No, I mean like the creature, the white Middlecraft creature.
The 1 mana 1/1 that gets +2/+2 if you have Metalcraft.
No, that's not the right card. That's the Toolcraft exemplar.
There you go. You should put that in here.
No, that card does not actually have Metalcraft. There's literally a 1 mana 1/1 that has Metalcraft. As long as you control 3 more artifacts, it gets +2/+2.
You know the name of it?
Not offhand.
Crap.
Live deck building session, everybody.
I know because I played a kitchen table tempered steel deck back in the day.
Really exciting for the listeners who can't see this.
Oh, absolutely.
So Steven's got 2 Memnites, 4 Ornithopters, 4 Signal Pest, 4 Arcbound Ravager, 4 Steel Overseer, 3 Stone Forges,
Include a link.
4 Vault Scourges, 3 Dispatches, 2 Welding Jars, 3 Springleaf Drums, 4 Cranial Puddings, 3 All That Glitters, and then 20 Shitty Lands.
Wow.
Uh,
Nexus is not a shitty land, sir.
yeah, it's got the 8 Inkies, the 8 Nexuses, 4 Darksteel Citadels, 4 Spire of Industry, and 4 Planes. Woo. Why don't you play the one that fetches stuff, Steven?
Which one?
The one that Casey
Inventor's
used to play.
Fair.
Which one?
Inventor's Fair.
Inventor's Fair.
Oh, it was in the deck, but you don't need it anymore because, like, what are you gonna go fetch? That's gonna be that more. Like, if you're spending 4 mana, then
It's like Mystic Sanctuary, but not.
I guess I could cut like a Blink Bomb Nexus for it. Ardent Recruit gets +2/+2 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts.
There it
1
is.
mana 3/3. Great.
Build your own Wild Nacatl.
DIY while Elfnacon.
That seems.
It's like
bad.
Wild Nacatl piloting a Gundam.
Yeah.
Not even a Gundam, dude. So that's a mobile doll right there.
just a mechanical arm. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll cut a Blink Bomb Nexus for Inventors there.
Oh boy. Now we're cooking with gas.
I almost think Stoneforge Basic just isn't worth playing anymore.
You shut your mouth.
Like, if all we're getting is cranial plating, I don't know.
You're already up on pointings because of all the glitters. Just play for all the glitters, no storm forges.
Yeah, but Stolen Forge. Well, so what do I put? What do I fill the slot with? Not really any other great artifacts.
What's the one that costs Phyrexian mana? It's like a 3/1 or whatever, first strike.
Porcelain Legionnaire.
Porcelain Legionnaire. Get in my
Can't
deck.
play it, it's 3 mana.
Ah, damn, that's right. This doesn't feel like a 3-drop because Phyrexian mana.
Is it a 3-drop?
It's
Yeah,
two
it's
in
2
the
in a
Phyrexian mana.
I thought it was 1 in a Phyrexian mana. I thought that
No,
whole cycle was
what the hell?
1 Phyrexian.
That's a
That'd be a 1 mana 3/1 with first strike? What the fuck?
Porcelain Legionnaire, yeah. 3 mana, first strike, 3/1. Be good.
Yeah. Stoneforge just seems very meh.
I'll play the snake.
What?
Stone Coil Serpent.
Stone Coil. Why is
Oh
that
my
name?
god. You'd be better off playing like
Walking
Walking Ballista.
or Hangerback Walker.
Oh, yeah. No,
I don't
actually,
think
this is
either of
probably
those cards are
better.
good here.
This is better than Walking Ballista.
I don't know. I want to put my hands up, but I look like I'm ascending. Turn very bright. I've come to preach 4 colors snow. The
Yeah,
light has
Stone
faded
Coil
as Oko has left us. We've now entered the
Stone Coil
second
Serpent
age.
is better because we don't have a champion. All right, I'm doing it.
We're now living in the year 1 PO post
4
Oko.
all that glitters
Post go.
and 3 Stone Coil Serpents. Or 2.
So yeah, are all years going to be now referred to as before the banning of Oko?
Yeah. Would it be BO
BPO.
before Oko ban? Bob. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like in like the Star Wars fandom. That's how years are referred to.
Yeah. After
It's
Battle
before
of Yavin, before Battle
Yeah.
of Yavin. I know my Star Wars lore. Before Disney destroyed it all.
But don't
Before
worry, they gave us Baby
confused
Yoda.
Everyone.
They gave us, what was that?
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda, yeah. Oh, man.
Wow, this is.
My girlfriend watched The
pretty
Mandalorian with me
cheap online
literally
deck.
because Baby Yoda exists. No other reason.
No other reason.
All right,
Just
people.
wanted that
Lure
Baby Yoda.
Affinity.
Spending time together? No. Baby Yoda.
Amazing.
All right, guys. Lure Affinity is a deck. We'll have this link in the description. It
So
is
you run through a
only,
league?
at the time of recording, $56 online. So get in now before prices start to spike.
Yeah, on Luris. Oh man, it's down to 10 ticks online.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not that expensive.
It was like 20.
Ah, do you think it'll go back up?
No.
It should go back up, right?
No. I doubt demand gets higher than it currently is. Everyone's playing it.
Because I mean, it's not like solved yet. I'm sure there's gonna be like some.
You think there's going to be
Out
an
of the
even
blue.
higher percentage of people playing Luris? Because that is concerning.
I guess not.
It's pretty bad already.
All right, well, I guess this is just what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. We're playing bad Luris decks. Excellent.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on. We've been digressing for a while now.
A long time. Like, a very long
A very long time.
We already kind of know the answer to this. We've been at such lengths, but what cards are you guys excited to play with this
All right,
upcoming week?
On three. Everybody say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
Luris.
Luris. Nah, just kidding. Fuck Luris. Luris sucks. I'm hyped to play Archon of Valor's Reach.
In your deck with Luris.
God.
Oh my god. Yeah. Man,
I'm ready to go buy one right now. Spend all 80 cents on it.
80 cents. Got him. Oh man,
All
Mr.
that-
Moneybags
all
over
80
here.
cents. Dude, this
With my
guy
essential
is,
paycheck.
Wow.
Getting paid that essential
Enters
money.
Battlefield, choose players can't cast the spells of chosen type. Huh.
He described
Why
this
is this-
card at length
Why does this card sound so familiar?
because
it
he
exists?
just described it to you 10 minutes ago.
No, I mean besides that, when I isn't there like a Sigarda that does the same shit?
No.
There's Iona,
Iona, that's what I'm
which is a
thinking of.
color instead of a type of card.
Yeah, so he play against you and say, artifact! No more artifacts can be played, sir.
And then I cry.
You should
Cry
play
giant
Lurrus, though.
weeps of sorrow.
Play your Lurrus. Anyways, so elaborate. We know Chris wants to play Lurrus in Elves. What do you want to play Lurrus in, Steven? The Affinity
I
deck?
don't know. Yeah, what have we been talking about for the past hour? No, but what I actually kind of want to, after this is over, I can go back to brainstorming. What I wanted to build was some sort of teamer deck that just has white and black in it, so it can play Lurrus, and then we just build like a value teamer or something.
Sounds kind of like a deck I'm familiar with.
Sounds like 4-color not snow, period. Actually, I'll probably have to play snow because Ice Fang is actually pretty decent.
And Astrolabe. You're trying to play a fucking 4-color deck without Astrolabe? Get the fuck out of here.
I don't even need to put white mana into the deck. I just play Astrolabe. There you go.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna build an aggro version of your deck, John.
It'll be bad.
It will be fine.
It'll be bad.
It will be
4-color
Fine.
Astrolabe aggro, huh?
fine. It'll be fine.
Okay.
It won't be bad.
You be the
What
judge,
about you,
audience.
What about you, John? What are you gonna play Lurrus in?
Everything. What a cop out, but it's true. I'm really hyped to play. Well, I was really hyped to play. Jerry T posted a blue-black control deck, a modern control deck today that had no win cons aside from Snapcasters and Lurrus. That was it. I was like, this is my fucking language. Jerry T he's opened the window into my soul, peered into me, and he has whispered into my ear the truth. I was like, I need to ascend. I need to reach up to get it and start glowing. Because, oh man, I saw this deck and I was like, this is what I want to do in Magic. I want to be like thought scarring my opponent so that I can drown and lock their spells.
Ew.
That's hot. That's how I want to play Magic.
Can we not?
And then, you know how I always net deck off McWinsauce because he's a god. He posted his like daily update and he's like, yeah, I played Jerry T's deck today. He's like, I didn't like it very much. Didn't do very well. I was like, sweet deck. Person whose opinion I really respect. Urge to not burn tickets. Too strong. So, I don't know. I'll probably take it for a spin. I don't know if I can resist this deck. It looks hot.
I mean, you have a rental account. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Still gotta pay entry, though.
Oh, sure. $5, $10 well spent.
Yeah. Especially if I stream it. Go to time every game. Get all the guys in the chat, you know. Get that match counter down to the single or less than 10 seconds every match. Get your money's worth. Win or lose.
You're the worst. You're literally the worst.
Man, with 4 snaps and 4 thought scours, like, just mill them out. That's
Yeah. It's basically Lightning Bolt.
yeah, man. Don't even need Lurrus or Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, it's probably not happening since you're playing like Astrolabes and shit, though. It's like buying back not Astrolabes, Mistress Baubles all the time. Probably gonna draw a lot of cards.
Maybe I should just use your deck as like the starting point.
Sure, you're gonna have to change a lot to make it an aggro deck. Like a lot. We'll just take out all these counter spells and we'll put some poopy creatures in.
Poopy creature.
Poopy creatures. Well, the deck already like is pretty tight because you have to play the baubles and the astrolabes. And then like, do you want any 1-mana removal? Like, okay. Well, you probably want to play like what 4 lightning bolt and a seal of fire.
You can play Flame Slash.
Well, that doesn't combo with Luris, and it doesn't hit people, so that's extra bad.
Extra bad.
Extra bad. Confirmed.
Oh, you just play the new Delp one, the
Magmatic Sinkhole. It only hits creatures and planeswalkers. It's good, but it's
and then
not.
exiles all your cards, so you can't play them with your Luris.
Oh, you're right.
No, you're thinking too small, Steven. You're thinking too small. Here's what you gotta do. Here's what you gotta do. You gotta play the new Tri-lands, and you gotta play Tribal Flames.
Holy shit.
2 lands, Tribal Flames for 5.
Wait, holy shit.
Yeah. But the problem is they come into play tapped always, and you're an aggro deck if you're playing Tribal Flames, probably.
Huh. You might be onto something.
I'm always onto something. Whether or not it's
how
good,
I said that like 10
that's
times
up for debate. That's up for debate. I'm onto a lot of things, but that doesn't mean they're good things.
So...
Got a lot of time on my hand. Got a lot of ideas cooking. They gonna taste good? Probably not, but they're cooking. Anyways.
So you just play a burn deck with like
that's what people are doing. People are already playing Burn of Luris. Play Seal of Fire every turn.
No, but then you just
play 4 Mishra's Bubble too.
But then you just have to make 5 mana, or you have to make 5 colors, or you have to have 5 different land types, and then you just like pay 2 mana and deal 5 damage.
Or you could play Luris and Seal of Fire.
You could do that too.
It's much easier.
As well. Not instead of.
As well. Oof. Our mana base is concerning me just thinking about it.
Dude, these Tri-lands are tripping me out.
Well, the worst part is you don't have the shard ones.
Well, that's like inevitable though, right?
I don't know, but there's no Jeskai one for now, so that's a bummer. How did I find this out? Because I was building a Lutri deck. Jeskai Lutri? Oh man, no Tri-land. Feels bad.
Wait, can you only run one type of...
No, you can play multiple for your land, but why would you play it over a dual land?
Sure. Yeah.
It does nothing for you, except for coming to play tapped. Always. Put Amulet in your deck?
An Amulet.
Yeah.
Only one.
Only one Amulet, yeah. Yeah, you can't really play Snow in the Lutri decks, because like one Astrolabe, one Ice Fang.
Yeah.
What you can do though is you can play Snow Basics. And you can play Dead of Winter.
Well, there you go.
It's okay.
You can just play all the different types of clones. And just clone your best card.
Well, that's what we're doing. That's why we're playing Lutri and Torrential Gearhulk. You just clone your best spell.
Got it.
Yeah. If you really want to play clones, you just play Garuda. And Spark Double. Man,
Spark Double.
Talk about a local meme that turned into a real card. I wish someone had like bought a bunch as a joke, because they'd be fucking swimming in it right now. Anyways, I think we've mined this rich vein about as deeply as we can. You guys have anything else you want to chime in with before we break for the week?
Affinity is great.
It's not.
Building shitty decks is still really expensive.
And fun. Anyways, yeah, check us out week after next. I'm sure we'll have some piles for show and tell. Steven can tell us all about how he got slapped playing his white affinity deck, and
Or
Chris
how
will tell
I
us about how he went strictly
pub
average
stomped everybody.
playing elves. There's going to be some sort of deck preying on elves by the time Chris actually gets the deck, and he's going to be salty and sad. And I'm going to let my leagues rot forever like I'm doing now. You know, I constantly got that 3-0 league just sitting on Moto unplayed. Always.
Because you only finish leagues at, 7 a.m. on Wednesday mornings.
Yeah, when I have to, or I'm going to lose my entry. So anyways, we'll be back with some updates on the meta. You think we'll be sick of the companions by then? I'm expecting it to
I'm literally already sick of them.
Yeah, so quick anecdote. Steven's like, when you first started playing, after Companions came out, you messaged me and you're like, I don't know, how good are they really, or something like that. And I was like, how many games have you played against it? And you're like, none. And I was like, you'll figure it out by about the first or second game. And he messages me in the middle of his match and he's just like, oh.
Let me hold on. Yeah, it was like
I see now. I saw a lot of that on Twitter, by the way, from like people in the community. They're like, oh,
like, how good can this actually be? And then like literally game one, the end of game one, I'm like, what in the holy shit fuck? How did this get approved to be printed?
That's like the crazy thing, right? Like, it's like your first match with the cards. You're just like, this is really busted. Like, it's not like they like how do they test this? And like, how did testing occur? And these cards also get printed. There's just like a fundamental disconnect for me, because
maybe just everybody who tested it was just like had a companion against the companion.
They're like, this is really sweet, which
right,
they
like,
were probably correct.
Fair and balanced, great.
Like, these decks are awesome. And they're like, yeah, these decks are awesome.
And nobody thought to just be like, well, what if this deck didn't have a companion?
I don't know. Mistakes were made, that's for sure. Jesus Christ. But anyways, so yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll probably be a lot less excited then. Steven will have a lot more to bitch about. Chris too, probably. I'll be on the same league, so I'll be like, I don't know, it's fine for me. I'm still 3-0 in the same league I was 3-0 in 2 weeks ago. But anyways, thanks for checking us out and sticking around to the very end.
That's another card there was another card that I got really pissed off that I haven't played with that much yet. Mystic Sanctuary.
Yeah, you've been living under a rock. That card's berserk.
Yeah, I haven't played Magic in a while. That card is stupid. Like,
it's an island.
Again, how did that get approved?
Yeah, it's fair. It gets choked.
I got my Mystic Sanctuary choked.
Like all my opponent did was just cycle Archmage Charm and just keep stealing my Signal Pests and my Ornithopters. And I'm like, dude, my cranial plating isn't going to keep growing bigger if you keep doing that.
You should just give them the cranial plating. They'll get more use out of it, really.
Yeah, apparently. All right, sorry, I didn't mean
They probably have some astrolabes.
Yeah, they did.
I'm looking at
the picture I just sent you, and it's like 2 astrolabes and a Mystic Sanctuary.
That's a
and then imagine they play an Urza and they tap the cranial plating for mana to attach it to your Signal Pest.
I had to keep using Signal Pest or Springleaf Drum to try to steal your thing before your combat step, and I'm like, I'm gonna tap it. Get wrecked. Let that mana float away.
Get wrecked.
Yeah, you got him.
Wrecked.
You got him.
You got him. You sure showed them, Steven. Laughing all the way to the bank on that one.
Okay, sorry. Where were you?
Thank you so much for checking us out and sticking around until the very end. If you're wondering where you can find more of our content, you can head on over to mtgconflux.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter under the same name. You can check out our video content, including this very podcast, on our YouTube page. You can join us and support the MTG Conflux community, or you can support us and join the MTG Conflux community at patreon.com/MTG Conflux, or by buying MTG Conflux shirts and swag on redbubble.com. You can check out the links on our Facebook and Twitter pages. And if you have any suggestions or comments, please reach out to us. We'd love to read them. Really, we would. Please reach out. We're so bored.
Anybody.
Quarantine is sapping our sanity one day at a time. Please, we'd love to hear from you. Again, we really do appreciate you sticking around, and we hope you'll join us in the next one. Later.